You walk into a room and forget why you entered. You meet someone familiar, but can't recall their name. You lose track of a thought mid-sentence, and in the back of your mind, a quiet fear begins to whisper, "Am I losing my memory?" But here's the truth. It's not age. It's not just how life goes. It's the habits. The quiet, innocent things you've been doing for years that slowly, silently sabotage your mind. And if you're over 60, the damage doesn't scream. It creeps, softly, steadily. You see, memory loss isn't always a loud crash. It's a slow leak, and by the time you notice the flood, it's often too late. But not today, because in this video, we'll uncover the 7 most dangerous habits quietly destroying your memory after 60. And most importantly, how to reverse them before it's too late. So if you've ever felt like your brain is slipping through your fingers, this video is your lifeline. Stick with me till the end, and you'll understand exactly what's stealing your memory and how to steal it back. It doesn't happen overnight. It begins subtly. You forget little things, misplace your glasses, struggle to recall that actor's name from your favorite movie. At first, you laugh it off. You blame it on being busy, tired, or distracted. But deep down, something feels off, like your brain doesn't work the way it used to. And here's the part no one tells you. This isn't just about memory, it's about confidence. Because when your mind isn't sharp, you start to second-guess yourself. You avoid conversations. You withdraw. You stop engaging in things that once made you feel alive. And tragically, this isolation only makes things worse. After 60, the brain naturally undergoes changes. Yes, some neurons age. Yes, recall may slow slightly. But severe memory loss is not inevitable. The truth is, our modern lifestyles are doing more damage than time itself. You see, the mind is like a garden. It needs stimulation. It needs nutrients. It needs rest. Neglect any of those, and weeds begin to grow. The reason so many people feel mentally slower after 60 has less to do with aging and more to do with daily habits silently sabotaging the brain. And unless you know what they are, you can't stop them. But now you will. Because in the next section, we begin with habit number 1, and how something as simple as your sleep could be sabotaging your memory more than you ever imagined. You might think skipping a few hours of sleep is harmless. You've done it for years. Stay up late, watch the news, scroll your phone, wake up groggy, but push through the day anyway. But what if I told you this one habit, this simple act of cutting corners on sleep, is one of the biggest reasons your memory is slipping away? Here's the science. While you sleep, your brain is busy. It's not resting, it's working. It's sorting, cleaning, and storing information. Think of it like a night shift janitor in your brain, organizing the clutter of the day into neat, long-term memory shelves. But when you don't get enough deep sleep, that process gets interrupted. The files never get saved. The clutter never gets cleared. So you wake up the next day feeling cloudy, forgetful, disoriented, and over time, that fog thickens. Research shows that adults over 60 who sleep less than 6 hours a night are significantly more likely to experience memory decline and even develop early signs of Alzheimer's. Why? Because poor sleep leads to a buildup of beta amyloid, a toxic protein that erodes memory pathways in the brain. And here's the silent danger. Many people believe poor sleep is just part of aging, so they ignore it. They normalize it. They suffer through it. But you don't have to. Simple changes like limiting screen time before bed, avoiding caffeine after 2 p.m., and maintaining a consistent bedtime can dramatically improve the quality of your sleep, and with it, your memory. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's your brain's lifeline. Without it, every other effort is wasted. So before you reach for memory pills or brain games, start by fixing the most powerful tool you already have, your sleep. We often think of memory as something that lives quietly inside the brain, a private archive, a vault only we access. But here's the truth. Memory is deeply social. It grows stronger when it's used in connection with others. Think about it. Some of your most vivid memories aren't just moments you lived alone. They're conversations, shared laughter, stories retold over and over. Because every time we interact with someone, our brain lights up. It recalls names, filters emotions, reads body language, and processes language, all at once. It's a mental workout most people don't even realize they need. But after 60, something happens. People retire, friends move away, loved ones pass on, and slowly, days become quieter. Social circles shrink, and without noticing, many begin to withdraw. What feels like peace may actually be silence, and that silence is hurting your brain. Studies show that chronic social isolation can shrink parts of the brain, linked to learning and memory. It also increases the risk of cognitive decline by over 40%, because without regular interaction, the brain loses stimulation, and unused circuits begin to atrophy. It's not about being the life of the party. It's about staying connected. A daily phone call, a walk with a neighbor, a weekly lunch, even 5 minutes of real conversation can activate memory and improve mental clarity. And if you're someone who thinks, "I don't have anyone to talk to anymore," it's never too late to rebuild connection. Volunteer, join a local group, attend workshops, start small, but start, because when you reconnect with people, you reconnect with yourself, and that might be the single best thing you do for your memory. It's in your coffee, in your morning cereal, in your bread, sauces, snacks, and even healthy foods. Sugar is everywhere, and while it may sweeten your day, it could be silently stealing your mind. You might think, "I don't eat that much sugar," but the truth is, if you're not actively avoiding it, you're likely consuming far more than your brain can handle. Here's what sugar does behind the scene. When you eat it, your blood sugar spikes, the body releases insulin, your energy rises, and then crashes. But more importantly, excess sugar inflames the brain, damages neurons, and impairs the hippocampus, the exact region responsible for memory. Over time, a sugar-heavy diet leads to something called insulin resistance in the brain. That means the brain cells stop responding to the energy you give them. They begin to starve, they shrink, and so does your memory. Some scientists are even calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes, a direct result of too much sugar and poor glucose regulation in the brain. And here's the catch. It doesn't just happen from cookies and cake. Even low-fat foods, fruit juices, flavored yogurts, and packaged snacks are loaded with hidden sugars. So what can you do? Start small. Swap sugary cereals for oats. Choose whole fruits instead of juice. Check your labels. Anything ending in "-ose" is usually sugar in disguise. And don't forget about hydration. Dehydration can mimic memory loss symptoms. The goal isn't to eliminate every drop of sweetness. It's to be aware, because your brain doesn't need sugar to remember. In fact, the less you give it, the sharper it becomes. If you want clarity, if you want focus, if you want to preserve the memories that matter, cut the sugar. You're watching TV while scrolling your phone, answering emails during a conversation, cooking while listening to the news and thinking about your next appointment. It feels efficient, it feels productive, but it's not. Multitasking is not a skill, it's a silent memory killer. Here's the hard truth. The human brain isn't designed to do multiple attention-heavy tasks at once. Instead of doing 2 things simultaneously, your brain rapidly switches back and forth between them. Every time it switches, it loses a little focus, a little clarity, and over time, that wear and tear adds up. For people over 60, this is especially dangerous because the brain's ability to recover from distractions slows down with age. Multitasking doesn't just cause you to forget where you put your keys, it actually reduces the efficiency of your working memory, making it harder to encode and store information in the first place. Studies show that chronic multitaskers have reduced gray matter in the anterior cingulate cortex, the part of the brain responsible for empathy, focus, and decision-making. In other words, multitasking shrinks the very area you need to stay sharp and socially connected. And here's the scariest part. Most people don't even realize they're doing it. The digital world has conditioned us to split our attention constantly. Notifications, pop-ups, background noise. Our minds are in a constant state of partial focus, which means our memories are only partially formed. So how do you fix it? Start by creating sacred focus zones in your day. When you eat, just eat. When you talk to someone, put the phone down. When you read, turn off the TV. It's not about doing less, it's about doing one thing well. Because when you give your full attention to the present moment, you not only remember it more clearly, you experience it more deeply. And that's how you rebuild a sharper, stronger mind. After 60, many people hear the same advice. Take it easy. Don't overdo it. Relax. You've earned it. And while rest is important, there's a hidden danger in making comfort your lifestyle. Your brain is like a muscle. If you stop using it in new, challenging ways, it doesn't stay the same. It starts to shrink. It's a process called cognitive atrophy, and it begins the moment you stop pushing your mind beyond the familiar. When we avoid learning new things, when we settle into routine and stop taking on mental challenges, our brain pathways begin to dull. Neural connections weaken. We stop forming new ones, and over time, our ability to think critically, remember deeply, and adapt quickly fades. The truth is, your comfort zone is not neutral. It's quietly robbing you of the brain power you still have left to develop. Think about it. When was the last time you learned a completely new skill, picked up a new instrument, tried a new language? Even something as simple as switching hands to brush your teeth activates new neural pathways. The brain thrives on novelty and difficulty. It loves to be challenged, not stressed, but engaged. And research proves this. Seniors who consistently engage in mentally demanding activities, like puzzles, games, learning tech, or creative arts, not only preserve memory longer, but even grow new brain cells through a process called neurogenesis. So don't fall into the trap of thinking it's too late to grow. It's not. The most dangerous thing you can do for your memory is believe that your best thinking years are behind you, because they're not. Push your brain, surprise it, give it a reason to stretch, and it will reward you with strength, clarity, and resilience. That's how memory is rebuilt, one new challenge at a time. You've been through a lot: loss, change, responsibility, sacrifice, and somewhere along the way, you learn to keep it all inside. You have to be strong. Just keep going. Don't make a fuss. Sound familiar? But here's the part they never told you. Unspoken stress doesn't disappear. It hides, and it wreaks havoc on your brain. Most people don't associate mental health with memory, but they are deeply connected. In fact, chronic stress floods the brain with cortisol, a hormone that, over time, literally damages the hippocampus, the very center of memory formation. The result: foggy thinking, forgetfulness, mental fatigue, and a deep, silent erosion of your cognitive sharpness. If you're over 60 and feel like your memory is fading, it may not be aging. It may be the emotional weight you've been carrying. Without rest or relief, depression, anxiety, and unresolved trauma don't just affect your mood, they shrink the brain, they disrupt sleep, kill motivation, and cause you to disengage from the very habits that preserve memory, like social connection, movement, and curiosity. And here's what's worse: many older adults are conditioned to suffer in silence. They minimize their pain, avoid talking about it, refuse help. They think, "I'm fine," while their mind is screaming for support. But the truth is, addressing your mental health is one of the most powerful memory-saving tools you have. Start small. Talk to someone. Journal. Practice mindfulness. Move your body. Seek professional support if needed. Because your memories matter. Your peace matters. And the strength to face what's inside you. That's the kind of courage that keeps your mind alive. Don't let silent stress rob you of your story. Heal, so your mind can truly remember what it means to live. Let's be honest, technology is amazing. With a single tap, you can call your grandchild, look up a recipe, check the weather, or find the name of that song you loved 30 years ago. But here's the danger. Every time you let technology think for you, your brain stops trying. Think about it. You used to remember phone numbers. Now, your contacts do. You used to navigate cities with maps in your head. Now, GPS tells you where to turn. You used to do mental math. Now, even basic numbers go to a calculator. Convenient, yes. But over time, this convenience becomes cognitive dependency. You've outsourced your memory, and the less your brain is used, the weaker it becomes. It's a principle called cognitive offloading. The more we rely on external tools to store and process information, the less effort we put into memory encoding. We don't try to remember, because we know our device will do it for us. But here's the problem. When the brain stops being challenged, it stops building the pathways needed for recall. And in older adults, this decline can be accelerated if not addressed. So what's the fix? Don't ditch technology. Just use it differently. Challenge yourself to memorize your shopping list before writing it down. Turn off GPS for local routes and navigate from memory. Play memory games, not on your phone, but with people or pen and paper. Practice recalling events from the day before each night. Use your mind as the first tool, and your phone as a backup, not a crutch. Your brain is still powerful. It just needs a reason to show up again. And the more you invite it to participate, to think, to recall, to create, the stronger it becomes. So reclaim your mind, not by rejecting the future, but by remembering that your brain was your first and most brilliant device. Now that you know the 7 habits quietly stealing your memory, the question becomes, what can you do today to take your brain back? First, and most importantly, believe this, it's not too late. Neuroscience has proven something incredible. Your brain is plastic. That means it can change, adapt, even grow stronger. At any age, you are not stuck. You are not broken. You are simply one decision away from a mental comeback. Let's talk real, actionable steps. White heavy check mark. Prioritize deep sleep. Create a nightly routine. Dim the lights an hour before bed. No screens after 9 p.m. Keep your bedroom cool and quiet. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. You're not being lazy. You're investing in memory repair. White heavy check mark. Stay socially engaged. Schedule regular calls. Join a community group. Have lunch with an old friend. Even short conversations light up memory centers in your brain. Your mind needs connection like your lungs need air. White heavy check mark. Ditch the sugar. Clean out your pantry. Start reading labels. Replace sugary snacks with nuts, fruits, and whole grain. Your memory will thank you in just weeks. White heavy check mark. Single task like a master. Mute notifications. Focus on one thing at a time. Whether it's eating, walking, reading, or talking, be fully there. It's not slow, it's smart. White heavy check mark. Challenge your brain daily. Learn something new. Try a hobby that scares you just a little. Read, draw, dance. Get uncomfortable, because growth never happens in comfort. White heavy check mark. Care for your mental health. Talk to someone. Don't carry invisible wounds. Meditate, journal. Get help if you need it. Mental peace is the soil where memory grows. White heavy check mark. Use technology wisely. Don't let your phone do all the thinking. Practice mental math. Recall things from memory. Let your brain try before you search. Challenge it, and it will rise to meet you. Here's what matters most. You have more power than you think. Yes, time has passed. Yes, habits have formed. But your brain is listening to every choice you make. It's waiting for you to fight for it. And when you do, when you sleep better, eat smarter, connect deeper, and stretch your mind, you won't just remember things. You'll remember yourself. The real you. The curious, sharp, vibrant version that's been buried under routine and noise. So take the next step. Reclaim your mind. Because your best memories aren't behind you. They're waiting to be made. If this video spoke to you, if even one of these habits hit close to home, then don't just walk away. Take action. Because the habits quietly stealing your memory after 60 can be reversed. If you're willing to fight back, start with one change. Tonight, go to bed earlier. Tomorrow, call someone you haven't spoken to in months. This week, put down your phone and try to remember something the old-fashioned way. Not for nostalgia, but for strength. And if you found value here, if you want more tools to sharpen your mind and protect your memories, then do this. White heavy check mark. Hit the like button. It tells the algorithm to show this to others like you. White heavy check mark. Subscribe, because we're just getting started with real, life-changing strategies. White heavy check mark. Comment below. What memory do you never want to lose? We read every comment, and your story might help someone else remember theirs. You're not alone in this. This is a community of people committed to staying mentally strong, emotionally alive, and fully present. No matter their age, your mind is powerful. Your story isn't finished, and your future is still yours to remember and to shape. We'll see you in the next one.